Hello everyone, welcome to the Smudging Sage Tarot. Before we begin, I like to clear the air with some sage, sweeping away negativity and confusion. This helps us focus with the clarity and light as we dive into a new series of videos designed to deepen our knowledge of the timeless art of tarot. Together, we'll uncover the secrets of each card, one by one. Whether you are a curious beginner or a seasoned reader, this journey will help you connect more deeply with the cards. A little bit background if you are very new to the tarot cards, the art of tarot. Those images that you see are from the Rider-Waite deck, which was created in 1910 by Arthur Edward Waite and illustrated by very talented Pamela Coleman Smith. This tarot deck revolutionized the tarot, which before were used to play cards, with those details design and let's say artwork, especially in the minor arcanas, because we see events, like facts, movement, while in the major arcana we have generally one image, which is super rich in details, don't get me wrong, but it's different. Anyway, a tarot deck, a traditional tarot deck includes 78 cards, 22 major arcana representing life profound energies, life-changing energies, and 56 minor arcanas. And those are the suits of cups, swords, pentacles, and wands. So the suit of wands is what we are studying now, and it's connected to the element of fire. So, it symbolizes the suit of wands, the energy of passion, action, movement. It reflects creativity, ambition, and the pursuit of dreams, often pointing to themes of growth, career, and purpose. So, wands inspire bold steps, but caution against impulsiveness and burnout, urging balance and intention in channeling our energy. Whether dealing with ideas, goals, or ventures, wands encourages action, transformation, and living a life with passion. Now, today we are going to study the Seven of Wands, and this is wandering card for me. For me, it's a card full of wow. The Seven of Wands symbolizes standing up for your beliefs, defending your position, and facing unexpected challenges with courage. This card reminds us that while success attracts challenges, persistence and assertiveness can help us overcome adversity and maintain our position. Many times in my life, as I often bring personal experience into my videos, I felt strongly in the energy of a Seven of Wands, because I felt like when I express an idea, a project, a possibility, I had all this opposition, but I didn't care. I mean, it was annoying. It's not like nothing happened. But I was standing my ground and believing in what I was doing. And it was really about facing this disbelief of other people and defending my position. So the key themes are defensiveness, persistence and assertiveness, overcoming challenges, overcoming the situation that feel very uncomfortable, okay, and standing your ground. Now, let's go, as always we do, through the meaning of the symbols. And here, I invite you to look better to this card, because I want to ask you a question in a minute. Please look at this card, take your time. If you want, pause the video, because I'm going to ask you something. Let's start first from what jumps to the eyes, okay? So, a young man represents you, standing firm against opposition. Then we have the 6 wands against one person, represents external challenges, hidden adversaries or competition. But you are courageous and you stand your ground, okay? Now, did you notice that this young man has a small boot and a shoe? This is a detail I love. When I first studied this card, I didn't notice he was wearing on one foot a small boot and on the other foot a shoe. I didn't notice at all. I only noticed the opposition. And what does it mean, this detail? The different shoes symbolize being caught off guard and needing to adapt quickly. How amazing is this artwork? The details are amazing. So, there is also this higher ground, okay? This young man stands on a higher ground that suggests having an advantage or moral high ground, but needing to defend it actively. And somehow that makes me think about when the way to say, you know, there are people like, oh no, what you are doing is impossible. Opposition to your idea. What you are doing is impossible. Why? Because it has never been done before. Doesn't mean anything. It's probably you, the pioneer, that is going to do that thing for the first time and never before. This is not an excuse, to drop our dreams, our ambitions. Remember that the energy of wands is an energy of creativity, often reconnects to career. You see what I mean? So if you have dreams, beliefs, the dream job, whatever it is, put all your fire into it, canalize your energies into this dream. And another thing that I learned at the Kabbalah Center while I was studying Kabbalah is that ideas, dreams are like the easiest example I can give you is the pregnant woman of a few days. Because the idea, it's like being pregnant, okay? We are constantly pregnant with our ideas. And when you have those ideas, one thing is important, unless you cannot do differently, of course, don't tell everybody as soon as you have the idea. First, contemplate it. First, nurture it. And if you know that there is a very highly opposing energy around you, let them know when it's done, okay? And the example of the pregnant woman is like not telling you are pregnant the minute you find out, okay? So you are pregnant for 1 week, 3 days, and you put it, you post it on your social network. I really don't see why, and I really don't see how many. I really see very little people doing that. There is always the exception, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is some very forwarding people, and there is nothing wrong. But generally for the majority of people, it's better to not go out and tell this dream straight out of the bath when you have this idea. This is just an advice, take it or leave it, do whatever you like. If I give you this advice, it's with my heart, and if you decide to not to follow it, I'm with you 100% on the other side of those 6 wands. So, numerologically and astrologically, the number 7 in numerology, the 7 is associated with introspection, strategy, and spiritual growth. It emphasizes perseverance and inner wisdom, which kind of reconnects with what I just told you about being introspective. Astrologically speaking, the 7 is linked, this card is linked with the Leo's fiery energy, which signifies courage, determination, and self-expression. Awesome. Now, upright, and then we go through the everyday examples when this card shows up right in a reading, okay? So, in general, again, the meaning upright is that the 7 of Wands signifies a time when you need to defend your position or beliefs. After achieving success or reaching a certain level, you may encounter opposition or competition because now you are higher. This card encourages you to stand firm, use your strengths, and trust in your ability to rise above challenges. It reminds you that your determination and courage are key to maintaining your position and continuing moving forward. Now, the advice here is to stay confident in your stance and be prepared to face any challenges head on. Embrace your resilience and remember that you have earned the ground you stand on. Let's go into some examples, okay? So, when this card shows up upright into a reading, in a love and relationship, you may need to stand up for your boundaries in a relationship. What are boundaries? Let's say you start to live with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and I give a very trivial example just to give an idea. And she or he wants to stay attached, sticked all day long, 24 hours, okay? Where are your boundaries? Your boundaries, you set your boundaries when you say, I love to be with you. I'm very happy we are together and we are starting this journey together. And I need my space every now and then during the day to read a book, to watch something educational, whatever, or just to stay in silence and reconnect with myself. There is no offense there. You are just setting boundaries. I think those are the easiest boundaries you can set, if there are easy boundaries to set, but you can apply this to many things. Anyway, for example, another example, if a partner dismisses your needs, this card advises speaking up for yourself, okay? Now the message here is conflict resolution is key, but not to be afraid to accept your values, okay? So when you see this card in a reading, you know you are in your right, you know you can be a winner approaching an open conversation, okay? Now, what does it mean when this card shows up in a work and career reading? Let's say you might face competition at work or challenges to your position. For instance, during a negotiation for a rise, you'll need to assert your worth to reach a successful outcome. With this, I'm not inviting you to ask for a rise. Be discerning. I'm giving examples, all right? Okay. The message here is to be confident and persistent in defending your ideas or position. When this card shows up in a personal and spiritual growth reading, like for instance, you may feel tested on your spiritual beliefs or personal values. Personal values, how important those are. For instance, standing up to societal or family pressures can foster deeper growth. So the message here is trust your inner guidance and persevere through momentary challenges. Okay? Now, what does it mean when this card shows up in reverse? Let's see. In reverse, the Seven of Wands suggests that you might feel worn down or outnumbered by challenges. You could be struggling to maintaining your footing or questioning whether it's worth continuing the fight. This card may also indicate a need to reassess your priorities and whether you are defending something that truly matters to you. You see? So the advice here is reflect on whether your energy is being directed towards meaningful battles. I always tell you, pick your battles with discernment, meaning choose them if they really serve your purpose. Okay? Don't follow the crowd and do something just because now it's fashionable and you don't give a damn, but you do it anyway. Why? Because everybody's doing it. No. This is energy that you are going to put into it. So you want to be very specific on which fights you engage in, okay? So this card is also advising, like, you, if you are feeling overwhelmed, focused on regaining a balance and support. Meditate, talk with somebody you trust that it has wise wisdom, or somebody that can even just listen to you. Sometimes when you verbalize feelings, ideas, thoughts, emotions, you take that's another take on it. You see what I mean? So it's okay to let go of battles that no longer serve your greatest purpose. This too. Probably you are engaged in a battle for a long time, and then at a certain point you are like, all right, okay. This doesn't speak to me anymore in any way, sort of shape. So the fact I have been on this battle for a quite long time doesn't mean I have to dedicate my entire life on this. You see what I mean? And you drop it. This is your superpower, to change your idea. All right, okay. Now, let's give some examples in reverse, okay? Let's say, number one, that when you see this card showing in reverse in a reading, the Seven of Wands indicates feeling overwhelmed, defensive, or defeated. It can highlight internalized anger, paranoia, or tendency to give up too soon. You see the polarity. Let's see what this means in a relationship reading. Oh, before we go ahead, if you like those readings, please like, share, and subscribe. This helps immensely this channel to grow and go out with the new videos. In a loving relationship, when you see this card in reverse, let's give an example. There are misunderstandings that may cause unnecessary defensiveness. For example, assuming your partner is against you when they are trying to help. So, your partner wants to help you, and you think he is against you. And I give you an even more detailed example. You are fighting against many difficulties, okay? There are problems on different levels, and you are fighting on all grounds, all angles of your life. And your partner says, honey, why don't you take a break? Why don't you rest a moment? I see you are overwhelmed, you are overusing yourself, your mind, you are doing too much. wow, a fight strikes because you feel like he doesn't see you, you think he's not supportive when he is giving you the best advice somebody can never give you. How can you go ahead into your fights if you don't rest a little bit? Remember that a rested mind, it's a powerful mind. When you don't rest and you are fighting so many battles, you turn into a zombie. And I'm not saying drop it. I'm saying doing it with more strength in a way that you don't get sick. All right. So the message is reflect on whether the conflict is real or perceived. Clear communication is crucial in those cases. Let's see what it means when this card shows up in reverse in a work and career reading. Scenario. You may feel outnumbered or undervalued at work. For instance, taking criticisms too personally might affect your performance. The message here is focus on facts rather than emotions and address challenges one step at a time. Now, what this card means in a personal and spiritual growth reading. Let's see the scenario. A constant state of alertness may drain your energy. For example, you might feel that everyone is against your personal growth. The message here is take a step back and assess whether your defensiveness stems from fear or past wounds. That's intriguing, isn't it? So, before I leave you with the last words, what I generally do, I ask in the previous video, which in this case is the Six of Wands, a certain question, and then I give the reply in the following video. So, in the previous video, I asked what was the meaning of the green blanket on the horse in the Six of Wands. This green blanket on the horse in the Six of Wands carries deep symbolic meaning and aligns with the themes of growth, triumph, and renewal that this card brings. Green is a symbol of growth and vitality. This is often associated with nature, fertility, and the heart chakra. In the Six of Wands, the blanket signifies the fertile and flourishing energy that comes with success. It suggests that the victory depicted in the card is not only a moment of personal achievement, but also a foundation for future growth and prosperity. It also symbolizes support and stability, and the renewal and fresh beginnings. You know, like the green, it's a color of freshness, right? Okay, so now let's go back to the final words of our Seven of Wands. This card reminds us that life's challenges are growth opportunities. While the upright card encourages assertiveness and courage, the reversed card cautions against unnecessary defensiveness and burnout. Success is not just about reaching the top, but about maintaining it with wisdom and resilience. Embrace this card as a call to defend your truth while staying grounded in your purpose. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ciao!